I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. Hey everyone, it's Mike from Junkie on Crafts and Builds, and today I'm going to give you my impressions of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 Groot, the latest in the Marvel Legends series that goes along with the MCU movie Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I'm curious to see what's going to go on with this and if this figure was worth the price. Now, as you saw in the teaser, Hasbro Pulse has this guy for $38. Okay, we'll see if that's worth it or not. You know, he's a larger figure. But the other websites I've seen and on eBay, this guy is 50 bucks. I found him in the wild at a Target, $49.99. I didn't pay that, thankfully, but still, that's a bit salty, and I'll show you why. Okay, so we got the front here, this really nice image of Groot. Spoiler, he's got wings, and little baby raccoon. We got an image of Groot here. Another representation of Groot on the side here with Rocket. And here's the back. 7.5 inches tall, and we have count 1, 2, 3, 4 accessories. $49.99. So let's just go ahead and open this box up and let's see what Groot has to offer. Okay, now that we have Groot out of the box, let's look at the accessories, and trust me, it's not going to take long. We'll start with a pair of fist hands for him. They are molded out of brown plastic. No wash, nothing to bring out the details, except on his one fist we have a smattering of green paint here and on the inside. That's it. $49.99. Next we go into the spoiler item, which is Groot's wings. So now they come in 2 pieces like this, and all you gotta do, tab, hole, push in. So they're fairly large, right? Brown plastic, no wash, no details, other than some green spattering of paint here on the back and around each wing on the front. Not blended or anything, just kind of painted on. And that's it. $49.99. Last accessory is Groot's buddy, Rocket. Baby Rocket. He's cute enough. He's just brown molded plastic with some paint details across the face, which again, they look nice. For the most part, you know, it's a little uneven with some of the paint application here, but that is him. So brown plastic, some paint details, and it's not the digital paint or printing of the paint, it's just painted on. Okay, $49.99. And that's all the accessories. So let's just go ahead and look at Groot here real quick. So here we have Groot. We're going to zoom in on the face here. We have some digital print for his eyes. Looks decent enough, if not just a touch off-putting, but all in all, not bad for the eyes. Got a little bit of paint to define the mouth. A little bit of smattering of green paint up top here. There's the top of his head. Got a little bud sticking out here. Okay. The body, pretty much sculpted brown plastic. We got some smattering of paint. That's some details here on the chest, on the arms and the shoulder. A little bit on the open splayed hands. So the brown, softer plastic is kind of a matte finish, but his torso, hard plastic, shiny, very distracting. compared to the rest of them. Legs, nice design, but again, the dark spots you see here is because it's simply the shadow of the camera. There's no real wash or anything. That's slightly painted. Big old feet. Kind of scoot back out a little bit. There's his back. There's his shiny butt. That's the aesthetics. Not really pleased. With someone like this with so much sculpting detail, you can't rely on shadows and everything to kind of bring out the depth and everything. He needs a wash. He needs a wash or something to offset just kind of like where the paint is just kind of thrown on. I get it's supposed to look like it's grass and moss and everything else that's kind of put in on him, but it's not well applied. There's nothing except here and here and a little bit here. Nothing else has any green on the back of him. And maybe that's because they are anticipating that you're going to put on the wings and leave them on there. The wings, plug, hole, a little bit of sculpt in here to kind of match in with the back of the sculpt here on his back. And here's Groot with his wings. Actually took me a little bit to get him to stand properly. I actually have to offset his feet a little bit to compensate for the extra weight of the wings on his back, or else he's going to topple backwards. That's what he looks like there. But let's go and look at articulation. For head, go 360. He can look up that far. It can look down that far. So good to look down a little bit. He's a bigger figure, but that head tilt back, not really great. And no side to side. So it's just simple lollipop type of ball peg here. Shoulder pieces are separate from the arms. And they're in here at the shoulder connection joint. Arms can get above 90 degrees, which is good. And you can manipulate these shoulder pieces to get whatever position you want them in. We have bicep rotation. We have what I assumed was a double jointed pinless elbow, but we only have a single joint elbow to get you 90 degrees. Wrist rotation, they have a pivot point to go up and down. You can say, come in, give me a hug, let me protect you. We have a swivel point here that separates the soft plastic from the hard plastic. We have a bit of an ab crunch. He can go down that far. He can go back that far. Okay. And they continue to sculpt up inside, which is nice, right? But even back all the way, if you want him to use his wings and stuff, that's probably about the best. Anyhow, legs. Legs can go out that far. They can go up that far. So they can go back that far before they hit his booty. We have thigh rotation. And we have a single jointed knee that gets you almost 90 degrees. Feet, we have big discs hinges here. His foot can go back that far. His foot can go up that far. And we have ankle pivot, I should say. That is the articulation for Groot. Not bad. The head limitation kind of stinks, but you know, he's a bigger guy. I don't know how many different poses you're actually going to try to get for him here. Let's do a quick one here. I mean, there's a easy pose right there for him. Let's see if he can hold a little rocket. All right, so I had to do a little manipulation off. So for size comparison, another overpriced figure right here is the What If Howard the Duck. For a generic female buck, I have Dark Star here. For a larger body, we have Love of Thunder, Ravager, Thor. And for another larger scaled figure, we have the Build-A-Figure Ursa Major. So that's the comparisons I have right now. Why don't we just go ahead and go to final impressions. So final impressions of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 Groot. It's a mixed bag for me, guys. I don't know if I can recommend them, especially at any price beyond what you're going to get at Hasbro Pulse, which again as of the time this recording was $38.99. Everywhere else I've seen this is going for 50 bucks, and I don't see that value in this guy right now. Unless you're an absolute completionist with MCU, you're a Guardians fan, you've got to have, that's the only way I could recommend picking them up right now. This guy just is lacking for me. I mean, the paint is nearly non-existent. For me, I'll put a wash on them to bring out all this really cool sculpting detail. I mean, the tooling's there. It's just not utilized. Accessories, I mean, a pair of hands and some wings. I know previous iterations of Groot have had, I think, bendy wire extended fingers and hands and whatnot. I don't know if a pair of wings that don't do anything except stick out are enough to compensate for longer arms, anything of that sort. So that's kind of like my impressions of him. He's decent, but it's a missed opportunity from Hasbro to really make this guy look pretty cool, especially if this is going to be the last time we see the Guardians together. It's kind of unfortunate, but that's that. So hopefully you like what I'm trying to do here. If you are still watching at this point, I want to say thank you. Hopefully I've earned your subscription, and if not, I'll keep trying. So that's all I have. Thanks a lot. Bye.